What is going on? Welcome. I want to see if I'm live on here. I mean, it should say, yeah. Yeah, looks like it. I don't know what this is, though. How have you been? Hey, what's going on, Kyle Keith? Um, I've been okay. How about you? Yeah, it looks like you're the first one here, Kyle. Yeah, I don't know if I've picked up a bad time to stream. I mean, from what I've noticed, I usually perform the best stream wise at night, at least based on what I've noticed. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see on that. Hey, what's up, Donnie? Welcome, man. Yeah, so it looks like it's just Kyle and Donnie here. Not really much has been up. Um, just been chilling. Just thought I'd do a stream. Just I guess in one of those moods where I want to stream. So yeah, we could talk about whatever. I guess there's not that many people here right now, though. Yeah. I still need to pre-order Red's new album. I mean, I don't know if I will pre-order it, to be honest. I guess we'll just see what happens. I'm not really in a rush to get it, to be honest. I hope lots of people join tonight. Yeah, same here. We'll see what happens. Um, yeah, part of the reason why I didn't pre-order Red's new album though is because I don't know. I mean, last year I was really good on money, and of course, since I lost my job at that where I was working last year, which I'm really still mad about, to be honest, and I'll probably never get over it. um, the circumstances are a little bit different. I can't just be spending money anytime I feel like it, like I did, when I was making good money. So that's a little unfortunate. Hey, what's going on, Andrew Babe? Welcome. Just join. What I miss? Financial issues? Yeah, I was just going over the fact that I made more money last year than I did this year, and I'm still like trying to like save money for things and everything. So Yeah, I need to find a new job soon, like really soon, or else I'll be down to my last dime. I just didn't think it would be this complicated. Hey, brother. Hey, what's going on, Dead Yellow? It's hard to save up these days, even if you make some good money, because inflation is going to take it all away. Everything is so expensive. Yeah, that's true. What's complicated? Finding work more than anything, especially nowadays. I don't know. Like this has just been really a crappy year. Really has been. Like these last few years. I mean, 2022 was actually a pretty good year for me, but everything surrounding it was not good. 2021 sucked. 2020 obviously sucked, and 2019 wasn't all that great for me either, which I don't even know why, you know. I think I was just making big deals out of nothing. For real, I've been working at a job for a while. Can't find anything worth switching around for me. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I don't get it. Let me see. Yeah, like I even thought about like going back to like one of my previous jobs that I actually left at, but would they take me back is the question. I mean, I think there is a possibility, but I just wasn't crazy about the pay. That's all. Because the last place I worked, you know, I was only getting $9 an hour, which, you know, the job before that, the job, you know, I got last year, I was making like 14 an hour, which is a pretty big difference. Pretty big difference there. So like I'm just at this point where I'm not even sure what to do at the moment. It's probably something I'll have to figure out at some point. What's your average pay around you? For me, everything is um 12 to 13. Like how are we supposed to get on by on that? Um yeah, that's a good question. Like I would get more, but you know, it just would work for me at the time, so it's like, you know, it's better than nothing. I mean, like I feel like I'm at this point now where like I'll take almost anything, you know. Like I don't want to sound like it's out of like desperation or anything, but at the same time it kind of is, you could say. In California, minimum wage is like 16 an hour, and that's not even enough. Currently I make about 35 an hour, which that's not even enough. Currently make about 35 an hour with my job, and I still feel broke. Oh geez. Well, what do you do? Do you do like Uber stuff, or what is it that I mean? What is it that you do exactly? I hope that new Red album is better than the last one. It should be. It should be. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be better, but, you know. I mean, I'm not really in love with the new Red singles, but I think they're pretty good for what they are. They're not too bad. Like, I think, what's it called? Cold World has been pretty good, actually. I think that's probably still my favorite of the singles that they've released. And we haven't gotten a fourth single, which thank God, because the album is right around the corner. So, and I don't think they will release anymore. I do think that they have learned their lesson. Um, I agree. This year has sucked. Yeah, it really has. I mean, and I'm not really expecting next year to be any better, to be quite honest, because it's an election year, and you know how that goes. You know how fired up everyone gets. I'll probably fall into that trap as well. We'll see. Hey, Zach, what's up? Hey, what's going on, Christian Perez? Feels like it's been a while since I've heard from you. Uh, Interior design is my main job with my sister. She owns the company, and I'm a future partner. Uber is just for fun. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I don't think I knew that. That's pretty cool, though. So the other day, I bought The Flash on DVD and finally saw it, and I didn't like the story to the movie. I still like the movie. Okay. Yeah, I have no interest in seeing The Flash. I'm not a fan of Ezra Miller, number one, because, you know, of the stuff that, basically the stuff surrounding him, you know. And I don't know, like, I don't know, like, superhero films, they don't really do it for me these days, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm getting too old, or, like, I don't know, like, I think it has a lot more to do with oversaturation than anything when it comes to superhero films. Like, I do feel like that we are just at this point where everyone has done all that they can with superhero films. Like, there's no originality or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, superhero films today just have a lot of issues, I think. My brother and sister own business. Hopefully, we won't get into disagreements and have sibling rivalry in the workplace. Yeah, hopefully not. Who knows, man? Yeah, 2020 tweet, 2020 twee, 2023 totally sucked this year for me. First of all, so I'm not going to see Kiss for the final time, which sucks. And I didn't get to see Metallica for a third time. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I'm sorry to hear that, Christian. And summer totally sucked for you this year. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, this summer for me wasn't that good either, to be quite honest. Superhero films are for kids. That's what it seems like, especially nowadays. Like, I don't know, like, for some reason, like, nowadays, I have a hard time getting into them. I mean, I remember being super hyped for, Spider-Man: No Way Home, but that was only because of Tobey Maguire, you know? Like, that was really the only reason. Same, yeah. And to be honest, I can't even tell you what Marvel movie I'm looking forward to next. I mean, the next one I'll probably check out is maybe Venom 3 or maybe Madam Web, because that's just right around the corner, I believe, like next February or something. Yeah. Sorry you're struggling to find work sometimes. The only places that are hiring these days are McDonald's or low wage jobs. Yeah, that's what it seems like. You know, like I've never worked fast food or any restaurant chain or whatever. I did apply for like waiter positions, but that never really went anywhere. You know, and the place that I applied at where I was, supposed to be doing waiting, like they were basically playing like email tag with me for some reason. Like I was supposed to go in for a second interview, and nothing really ever came of it, which is really unprofessional, actually. So screw them. People tell me you already got to see Kiss twice, but they don't understand how I'm feeling about missing Kiss for the final time because there will be not another tour after this. Oh, so Kiss is actually they're done like after this tour, like they're not going to do anything um they're not going to do anything else. Like are they still going to record music, or were they just a touring band for a number of years? Uh Back in March I was excited to hear they were going on tour for the final time this year. And now I'm so disappointed and bummed I'm not going to see Kiss. Yeah, I can understand that. Zach, sadly, Kiss time is almost up. I did not know that. I did not know that they were, like, calling it a career. I know Aerosmith is. I believe Aerosmith is on their final tour. I mean, I never got into Kiss, but that is unfortunate. Nowadays, movies are woke, unfortunately. Yeah, that's another thing too. I think that's why, I've been kind of turned off by them lately. Because obviously when a lot of those superhero films feature that stuff, that's not made for audiences like me. I actually prefer, pure storytelling, like how it was back in the 90s and early 2000s. Like what is so wrong with going back to that time? That's what I don't understand about these people. Like I was even getting into arguments on Facebook with people about it. recently. Like, you all claim you want to go back to the early 2000s, but you don't want to do what it takes to go back to that time. And yes, part of going back to that time is going back to more traditional stances and values. I know that's a tough pill for some losers out there to swallow, but it's the truth. You don't have any major bills like car payments or credit card bills. If you don't count that as a blessing, it's not really a struggle for me right now, Andrew. So yeah, I guess it is a blessing. You might not have work, but you don't have scary debt at the end of the month. No, I'm not. No, I mean everything's fine there, but you know, I still need to find something though. Nowadays, I'm just hoping I get to go see another show next year, and I really hope it will be Iron Maiden. That would be cool. Yeah, I remember at the end of last year, um, I told myself that I would like to go to more shows, but that didn't happen. We're here in September already, almost October, and I didn't go to any 2023 shows. But then again, this was back when I had my job. So, back when I was actually making decent money. So, I don't that job really screwed me over. I mean, ever since I left that job, it just seems like everything's been downhill from there. And that's why I'm not over it. That is exactly why I'm not over it. Only advantage in time travel for me is to prevent tragedies and, of course, winning the lotto numbers and go further back in the past and tell my younger past self to pay. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people would do if they had time travel abilities. Hey, what's going on, Prison Meddler? Welcome. I still need to check out your new video, Prison Meddler. Something about someone spending a whole day with the CEO of YouTube. I guess it has to do with Susan or something, at least based on what I've seen from it. Hey, Zach, not sure how well you remember me, but I remember saying goodbye on your live stream before I left for the military 4 years ago. I'm home free anyways. Hope all has been well for you. It's Patrick, by the way. I do remember you, Patrick. It's actually good to see you here on the stream. Yeah, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about you. But yeah, that's really cool. How was the military? But there is some good news, Zach. What's that? Last week, after 3 months ago, I finally bought another CD. Cool. I bought Metallica and Justice for All expanded 3-disc CDs, and I love it. Yeah, I have that too. It's definitely worth owning if you're a Metallica fan. Yo, hey, what's going on, Max? Max Palmer, welcome. Yep. Plus, I might go back to rankings, like ranking albums. Have you heard the new Dying Fetus album? It's really good. I'm not into Dying Fetus. I know they are death metal, at least I think they are. I mean, the only death metal I really like is Death and Obituary. If we're including melodic death metal, then I would also include At the Gates and In Flames. But besides all those bands, I really don't listen to death metal. I'm a little choosy, you could say. Um, Question about YouTube because I don't have an actual channel. Do you think YouTube has been promoting smaller channels less lately? That's what it seems like. To be honest with you, I pretty much gave up on making it big on this platform. I mean, that was the intention, back in the day. I was hoping that, heck, I would even like to be as big as like Bryce Talks Metal, who has featured on the channel, but I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like I can pretty much kiss the idea of reaching at least 10K goodbye. The military, not all jokes aside, the Marines got me structured. It was a very stressful lifestyle. I'm glad I got through it. Tough, but you're in it. I'm glad I got it done. Yeah, that's cool, man. My prediction is Metallica will do another stadium tour in 2025. I guess it is possible. You hear crickets on my end? Yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's probably coming from my end. And no, my window is not open. It was earlier though, but yeah, that is crickets. It is nighttime where I'm at. I've been enjoying Chimera a lot this year. Really good band. I don't think I've heard of them. Do you still follow Breaking Benjamin nowadays, Zach? I've been trying to listen to them again. Yeah, I still like Breaking Benjamin, but what exactly is there to follow? They haven't really released anything lately. But yeah, I still do like Breaking Benjamin, though. Not as much as I used to, but I still do like them, though. And I believe I've said that even years ago. My feelings on them haven't really changed. Cricket's Pink Eye's channel would have those sounds because no one watches his crap garbage. Oh, good God. Yeah, Pink Hyde. It's really insane to see what's been going on with him lately. I do not trust him whatsoever. Zach, you have a big collection of DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah, I do. And get this, I probably got all of these within like the last year. And that really does show how quickly you can grow your selection. And like I said, I was making decent money last year, so that's how I was able to afford all this. So, you know, but some stuff I had to give away because, more money and I wasn't using it or anything. So, yeah, that's the way to be sometimes. They're a metalcore band throughout the 2000s. Okay, cool. Hey, MJ Nation, welcome. Was listening to Creator Blink 182, Sepultura, and Van Halen earlier today. Nice. Yeah, lately I've been listening to Sepultura. I've been listening to Testament lately as well. So yeah, mostly thrash. I don't know why. Stain's new album comes out Friday. I'm excited for it. The only thing I'm excited for this Friday is The Expendables 4. which I probably won't see on day one, but I'll probably see it at some point though. Zach is excited for New Stained. Yeah, right. As for Breaking Benjamin, I think they should just hang it up, to be honest. If they're not going to do anything, they might as well. They might as well. You'll probably pass on Stained. Yeah, I probably will too. Uh, MJ Nation, is Zach hyped for a new Puddle of Mud? Is there anything new? And he keeps looking forward to new stuff. Yeah. You've been listening to Tesseract a lot lately? Cool. I think I have heard of them, but I don't really know much about them though. Sup? Hey, what's going on, Lincoln 2? I believe I've seen you before on Brian's streams, if I'm not mistaken. Coma of Souls by Creator is an album I'd highly recommend if you love thrash. I'm seeing Expendables 4 tomorrow, actually. Nice. Nice, man. Yeah, I need to start going to see movies on day one because typically I wait and see like if anyone else will go with me, you know. I don't even know why I wait for that these days, you know. Benjamin has been broken, so what's there left to break? Yeah, I don't know how Tony still, you know, worships that band. I mean, I get it. Not all bands have to release music like frequently or whatever, like often. Obviously, look at Metallica, but Metallica can actually get away with it because they already have so many albums. You know, it's not like Breaking Benjamin has had like a lengthy discography or anything. Benjamin will retire and then come back like Motley Crue did. Huh. You've been listening to Slipknot? Cool. Yeah, Slipknot kind of fell off for me, but they're not bad. Thoughts on The Offspring? Sum 41. Got to see both bands recently, and they were actually pretty good live. I know I have heard of those bands, but I know I've listened to a few Sum 41 tracks, but um, I'm not really a big fan. You haven't heard of this pink-eyed guy? Yeah, I'm not gonna go into that whole subject. I don't want to bother getting into other people's dramas or anything, you know. I got surprised with Metallica tickets the other day. I'm seeing Metallica and Pantera in the summer of 2024. That is really cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, 2024, that's going to be a fun year, I'm sure. Metallica has only released 11 studio albums. Yeah, I mean, that's not really much in comparison to, like, you know, Rush or Iron Maiden, but, you know, it's still a lot more than Breaking Benjamin, though, who only has 6. But then there's Tool, who only has 5, so there's that. Flesh consumed and inherent disease are other death metal I like. Interesting. Yeah, I just think for me, when it comes to death metal, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of the genre overall, but I just think when it comes to death metal, I mostly gravitate towards like the pioneers of the genre. You're seeing Metallica and Pantera in 2024 too. Got VIP for Pantera. Yeah, that's cool. That's what you said. I'm seeing Metallica and Pantera in 2024 too. Oh wait, I already read that. Sorry. Um, Slipknot is not a bad band. No, they're not. I'm just leaving Pink Hyde alone. Yeah, I am. I am too. I mean, like, I don't understand the point of this internet drama anymore. I really felt the wrath of internet drama. I don't know. For whatever reason, my tongue wanted to say trauma, but I guess that works too. I what I was trying to say was I really felt the wrath of the drama last June. I mean, that's when I was really dealing with some trolls, and I mean, I will be honest, that is actually one of the reasons why this year wasn't that good for me. That was one of the big reasons. I mean, it's really lame. I envy you, although I'm seeing Aerosmith live. That's really cool. Yeah, I know that this is going to be Aerosmith's last tour. Slipknot's recent album is a letdown. You didn't miss much. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it wasn't that good. I don't think I've listened to a single snippet from that album. I really don't plan to either. No disrespect, Tool sucks. Christian. Oh man. I mean, you're not really a big progressive metal guy as far as I'm aware, so I can't say I'm surprised you say that. I'll admit there's better prog bands than Tool. Yeah, probably, but I think Tool is one of the best though when it comes to prog music, or at least prog metal anyway. Prog in general, I think Rush would be probably my favorite. I think Slipknot new album is good. It's not better than We Are Not Your Kind. Solid tickets prices for Aerosmith would love to go, but the prices, especially if you want a good seat, is a bit too much. Yeah. Andrew, I assume you are in California. You really need to get out of there. Yeah, that's actually what I told him. I told him he needs to move to Pennsylvania so we can form a film business. No one could afford living there. Move someplace better, bro. Yeah. I think it's Slipknot's worst album. It's okay, but they can do so much better. Again, that's what I've heard. Your mother loves Aerosmith and surprised me with tickets. It's not the best seats by any means, but still, Aerosmith on New Year's Eve. Not much to complain about at that point. Yeah, true. I mean, that sounds fun. It definitely sounds cool. I saw Guns N' Roses live a couple years ago, and it's sad. Axl Rose is a fat shell of his former self. He can't even sing anymore. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Tool is a good band in my opinion. I like their song Fear Inoculum. That's the only song I know by them. That is one of their newer songs. Yeah, that's a good song. I mean, their last album is good. I mean, I did return to some stuff from Tool lately. They're still a good band. I just wish they would release more though. That's the only thing. Zach, you ever think about getting into jazz? Not really. I mean, I like jazz fusion music, but besides that, not really. Has Guns N' Roses retired yet? I'm still waiting for that day to come. Yeah. Guns N' Roses, I actually can't stand Guns N' Roses to be honest. Whenever that one song got featured in Thor Love and Thunder, that ever since that, like that song just became so overplayed. That main riff started to become so overplayed. You hear it in stores, and I even like heard it where I worked, and I was like, okay, can we stop this already? Like, because you know what it is, right? It's these young punks who who haven't heard of Guns N' Roses before, and they're like, "Oh well, it was in Thor: Love and Thunder. That's what makes it good." But it's actually annoying. Can't wait to see Tool live in October. I'll be seeing Alice in Chains live the day before Tool, actually, back to back shows. That's really cool. I didn't even know you were seeing Tool, MJ. See, man, you go to so many shows these days, I can't even keep track. And then there's me that's only still been to only a few. I think Zach will like Periphery. It's possible. I've heard good things about them. I'll buy a nicest mansion in the city of your neighborhood, and we'll make it huge. But first, I'll just buy a tiny apartment. Sounds good. Um, I'm jealous. Tool is playing a show here in Boston, but the tickets were a little too pricey for me at the moment. I am dying to see Tool at least once in my life, though. Yeah, I've heard it's really an experience seeing Tool. You're not a fan of jazz either? Yeah, I'm not either. The closest I've gotten to seeing Tool was when I saw Perfect Circle live back in 2017. Nice. I have a good seat for the Tool show. I'm pretty pumped. I also got a general admission for Alice in Chains. Nice. Jazz used to sound like nothing but noise to me. I have to be in the mood to listen to jazz. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Day 573 of asking Zach to listen to Gorillaz. I'll probably get to it at some point. Axl Rose's voice isn't very good, to be honest. Yeah. I never could get into Guns N' Roses. Not terrible, but overrated. Yeah, I could pretty much agree with that. The three bands I want to see once before I die are Brigham Benjamin, Tool, and Deftones. My life will be complete when I finally see those three. Yeah, those would be good bands to see live. You should direct a music video. If so, by what band? Um, I don't know. Next week I'm seeing 3 Days Grace live, and I'm seeing Live too. Got VIP for 3 Days Grace too. I'm gonna meet them a second time. That's really cool, man. Yeah, I know Live was actually in my town, I think not too long ago. I didn't get a chance to see them though. Zach should direct Nick Cotto's OnlyFans. No. Just no. We're not doing this, okay? So I heard Behemoth is on tour, but I don't plan on seeing them again ever. Yeah. I never got into Behemoth. It is definitely an experience when Tool plays live. When I saw them last year, they were awesome. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Do you have the IP to every show you go to or something? You know, Patrick, it seems like that. Bush released a new song recently. They were releasing a greatest hits album this year. Are they really? Zach D and Nikocado collab would be sick. Yeah, not really. Nikocado and Zach D collab with involving eating to the point where Zach vomits all over the floor. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, that dude is something else. You're not doing VIP for Alice in Chains or Tool. VIP for Tool is, oh my gosh, almost $600. That's ridiculous. And VIP for Alice in Chains is 465 if I remember correctly. I'll pass. Yeah, that's kind of expensive. Hey Zach, if you have a collab with one artist or band, what would it be? I don't know. I don't make music, so none of that hasn't really come to mind. Nikocado crying. Ah, yeah. It's really annoying when he does that. It'd be like King Kong versus Godzilla, but instead Nikocado versus X-Ray. Yeah, right. Even though I'm not crazy into them nowadays, the most energetic show I've been to was Foo Fighters. I've been to deathcore shows. I've seen Korn. That's really cool. Foo Fighters are amazing live. That's neat. Yeah, I would like to see Korn live. I mean, I have actually met Brian Head Welch before earlier this year, so that was really cool. I mean, he seems like a cool guy, from what I can tell and such. So to meet Metallica, you got to pay around 4,000. You only get to meet two members. You don't choose the band members either. Hard pass, ridiculous. Yeah. Why? Why is that a thing? Who would pay that? I got into Korn with their album The Nothing. Yeah, I do remember the Nothing era was actually when I mean, I've known about Korn for years, but the Nothing was when I checked them out. But I wasn't too into them, to be honest, at first. What a surprise, you know. But over time, like throughout the years, I tried giving them more chances, and I believe in 2022 that's when I got into Korn. So it wasn't until when Requiem came out that's when I got into Korn. And they still hold up for me fairly well, actually. I'm kind of surprised by that. Because I thought for sure that, Korn, I thought that they would be one of those bands that would fall off for me, but no, they really didn't. I still really like them even, all this time later. Nikocado seeing Zach eating vegan food while Nikocado start crying. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Junebug? Welcome. Yeah, I did hear Nikocado used to be vegan. He used to be vegan before when so Zach could turn back to the light like Darth Vader. The $4,000 VIP package to meet Metallica is actually sold out for the show I'm going to. Rich people, man. Yeah, they have to be rich. Because as of this moment, heck, I don't even have the money for VIP. That is not like that is just not worth it to me. Just to meet the band, like really. See that's idol worship right there, man. Like that. Like, don't these people realize like their favorite celebrities and like all these people like they do realize that they're just people too, right? Like they're not like these godly beings that you know a lot of fans think that they are. Obviously, yes, I'm a fan of a lot of people too. I'm a fan of a lot of entertainment, obviously, but it's not really worship though. Like it's all stuff that's created by everyday people. Um, I've been into corn for like 20 years. Wow. I don't think there's a single band that I've been into for 20 years. One thing that's crazy to think about is next year I'll actually be selling, or yeah, I'll be celebrating 20, or I cannot talk. Next year I will be celebrating 10 years of being a Demon Hunter fan. Which, wow, where did the time go? I got into Korn through Breaking Benjamin. Breaking Benjamin have done several Korn covers throughout the years, and Ben Burnley is deeply influenced by Korn. Yeah, I think I knew that. That's pretty cool. Someone that's newly rich or suddenly has new money to pay that 4K because, in all honesty, people who have been rich for a while don't spend like that. That's how they remain rich. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Does Korn eat corn? I'm sure they have at some point. And Requiem was a good album by Korn. Has some good songs like Start the Healing. Yeah, Start the Healing is one of my favorites from that album. I got into Korn when I was in high school. I also got into Limp Bizkit and Stained and Puddle of Mud. Was a big band for me as well back then. That's cool. Korn Untouchables is one of my all-time favorite albums. Yeah, Untouchables is a great album. Welcome to the stream, Mecca. Mecha G0. Requiem is just meh. Honestly, I think the Serenity of Suffering is better than the Nothing. Maybe. The new Puddle of Mud album has a few decent songs on it, but it's not one of the band's best. I'd never pay money to meet a celebrity. Yeah, I probably wouldn't either. VIP for Anthrax was only around 130 to 150. That's not bad. Yeah, it's definitely not as bad. It was worth it, I'd say. Got to meet the band and get a signed set list poster and other stuff. That's really cool. I'll pass on Puddle of Mud. Same here. I would pay 4K to meet Zach or Nick. That's it. There you go. There is a difference between a fan and a fanatic. Yeah, true. Puddle of, I mean, mud. Yeah, I'll pass on them too. Spending that much money on VIP, that's like selling your house. Yeah, that's crazy to me, man. Like I never knew that's how much it would cost just to meet a celebrity. Meanwhile, you probably only get to hang out with them for like an hour. Like is that really worth it to you guys? Like pay $4,000 just to hang out with like someone you're a fan of for like only an hour or something. Like, I don't know. If you're king of certain countries, you're seen as the living god, embodiment of heaven itself, like the emperor of Japan or king of Thailand. Yeah. I mean, I do want to go to Japan one day because, well, I'm sure a lot of you know I am a fan of Godzilla, so they have a Godzilla museum there that I would like to visit. Maybe I should name my band Carrots. There you go. Untouchables was their last great album. Everything after is hit or miss, and the hits don't get that high again. See, I'm not even sure if I entirely agree with that because I do like Take a Look in the Mirror and I do like See You on the Other Side. I think after See You on the Other Side is where they became a little hit or miss. Okay, Zach, gotta go now. See you next time. All right, Christian, take care, man. We should get a rarities collection from Breaking Benjamin at the very least. Maybe. I mean, I think they did feature some of their rare stuff on one of their greatest hits albums. So, I mean, that's about as far as it goes, though. I'd say I've been a fan of Korn and Marilyn Manson the longest of any band. I've recently been getting heavily into Genius of Hollywood, an incredible album. Nice. Never got into Demon Hunter. Sounds like tough guys who would marry their sister. Is it because of Five Finger Death Punch or whatever? I don't know if that's what I'm thinking, but no, we ain't comparing them to like bro metal or anything. Yeah, absolutely not. Unless you're Elon Musk, $4,000 is quite a bit for VIP tickets. Yeah, I hear you. I would pay 4,000 for this really cool sports car. I want an um, Infinity Coupe from 2003. That's why it's so cheap. Plus, cars are more practical, and you can use it to make money going to work. That's neat. My favorite Three Days Grace song is "A Scar Is Born." I can relate to that song. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't think Three Days Grace's latest album has held up all that well. What a surprise. But it's not bad, though. I still wouldn't call it bad by any means. But I do think A Scar Is Born is one of the better songs from their last album. I agree about Untouchables being their last great album. I had a weird fixation with their Untitled album from 2010, but lately I can't get back into it. I thought their self-titled came out in 2007 or 8 or something. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm thinking of a different album. I think See You on the Other Side is better than Untouchables. I don't agree, but See You on the Other Side is a good album. I'm going to Japan next month, so I could probably check out that Godzilla museum if I find it in Tokyo. I'm sure I can. Yeah, probably. I would like to visit there one day. I never got into Demon Hunter either. Don't understand some of the worship I've seen for them either. Acting like they are the greatest thing that's happened to metalcore. Relax. I mean, I think that they are, but some people just don't get it. Some people just don't get it. Gamera is better than Godzilla. I definitely don't agree, but Gamera is cool. I will say that. I mean, maybe it's because Gamera doesn't have as much exposure as Godzilla, but Gamera is cool nonetheless. See You on the Other Side is solid. Untouchables um, just really connected with me back in the day. It still hits. It still hits. Okay. Yeah. There's way better metalcore bands than Demon Hunter. The only one that really has competition in my book is Trivium. Besides that, no. I do think Demon Hunter is one of the best. And, I mean, it's fine if there's some people that don't like them, but I think that they deserve a lot more credit than what they're given. The new Red album is right around the corner. Yeah, it is. Should be pretty good. I mean, I'm not like losing my mind over it or anything, but you know, form a band called Angel Hunter. Kind of sounds like bro metal. Yeah. I mean, I could see why someone would think that, but they're really not bro metal. They're really not. It's one of those things that you kind of have to look into. Zach should make a flute metal band. Hey, Zach, what are some of the most underrated Breaking Benjamin songs for you? For me, it's got to be Follow, Unknown Soldier, No Games, and Anthem of the Angels. Those are some pretty good choices. Unknown Soldier would definitely be on my list. I would also say Without You as well. Without You has always been one of my favorites from them. I might say Evil Angel as well. The worst song on 3 Days Grace album, Explosions. Probably one of the last few songs on the album. I honestly don't remember, but it probably would be one of the last like 2 or 3 tracks on that album. Starting Over is a good intro track, I think, but the rest is eh. Yeah, fair enough. Chimera's self-titled from 2005 is flawless. I would say the same for band's debut, yeah. I forgot about that Korn Untitled album from 2007. Hold On was one of the singles, and I heard it a couple days ago. It's all right. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of Korn's weakest, but it's not terrible, though. I wouldn't call it terrible. So it's buttcore. See, but you might as well put All That Remains in buttcore as well, quote unquote. Because that's one of the things that I don't get. Like, there's people that love metalcore, they're into All That Remains, but not Demon Hunter. I don't get it. Hardcore, buttcore, that could be a genre that would sound atrocious. Yeah, I mean, on paper, yeah, that sounds pretty bad. I really have come to love Static X lately. Their debut is a 2000s classic. Oh, their debut came out in 1999. Interesting. Yeah, Static X is another band I never really got into. 1999 is pretty much 2000 for you. That's fair. Fair enough. Static X is great. Got to meet them earlier this year. Mm. Yeah, I have to ask, because like I said earlier, I am a fan of Godzilla, and I noticed Mecha G Zero's name. Like, I have to ask, was that like influenced by like Mecha Godzilla or something? You watch movies like The Matrix and Fight Club, and I just think of the new Millennium. Yeah, I've actually never seen Fight Club, but The Matrix is um, a great movie. Push It by Static X. I was blasting that song in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru earlier. I wonder if the Christian teenagers who were thought it was satanic music. Who knows? You really don't hear many people many people say like metal is satanic anymore. I feel like that whole phase kind of died out. The new songs on the Scoring the End of the World Deluxe from Motionless in White are actually really good. Yeah, see, Motionless in White, it's another band I never really got into. Yeah, you're actually the first person to point that out. Ah, cool. um, let's see. The more MJ speaks, the more jealous I get. I wish I could meet just one band. Maybe not Metallica because that's too expensive, but still. I'm about to meet Zach in person. I'm standing right behind him right now. He just doesn't know it. He needs to turn around and say hi. I don't see you behind me. Mechagodzilla is my favorite Godzilla enemy. That's cool. Yeah, he's probably one of my favorites too. Mechagodzilla, Gigan. Gigan's definitely one of my favorites. I'd probably say the same for Megalon. And Godzilla versus Megalon is actually one of my favorite Godzilla villains. Demon Hunter is actually great. Yeah, they really are. Like they're severely underrated. Ah, geez, meeting Saint Asonia in November. Should be cool to meet Adam Gontier. Yeah, there you go. My favorite songs on Motionless in White's sixth album is Werewolf Masterpiece, Sign of Life, Cyberhex. Oh. Yeah, looks like a lot of people are passing on Motionless in White. I never got into Motionless in White's music. A lot of pop music is called satanic nowadays. Yeah, because that's the true satanic music. it's never been metal, you know? I think a lot of metal, like, back in the day, they kinda just did it as a joke. Emotionless and White I'll pass, yeah. One pop star I think is satanic is a singer named Zoja Cat. She seems satanic to you. Isn't she, like, low budget or something? Like, I don't know if that's the right term, but, like, she's not really a huge artist, like, she's more of an influencer more than anything. Yes. Susan is satanic, yeah. Doja Cat is okay at best in my opinion, yeah. Splutter's debut album that came out this year, they are a new metal band, combines elements of shoegaze. MJ has a portal that opens up a space behind that Rush poster. You can't see him, but he's going to rip through at any moment. Oh no, I better watch out. I have a friend who got to meet Maynard from Tool once. He told me Maynard isn't really a people person, kind of rude, I guess. Yeah, he kind of gives me that vibe. Like Maynard just it's not that he doesn't really seem like a people person. He just I don't know. He just seems I don't know what it is. He just doesn't seem like he wants bothered, I guess. Kind of like me, I guess. Stealing the Rush poster right now. Just like John Cena, you can't see me right now. Motionless in White is metalcore for the emo and goth kids. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Slayer definitely did the satanic theme as a joke. I'm pretty sure the frontman is Catholic. He even admitted to doing the satanic theme as a joke. Yeah, I think that's what I've heard. I still never really got into Slayer though. But from what I've heard, they're not bad. Lauren Gray's debut album came out. Guilty that came out this year. It's really good. Not familiar. To be honest, the only album that I'm kind of looking forward to for the remainder of this year is probably Red's new album. This year musically just it's been another underwhelming year. It's been another underwhelming year for music. Zach D, are you a fan of Disturbed? I like them in my opinion. Their song Unstoppable from 2022 album Divisive. Disturbed is okay. I just think they're a little overrated. Maynard isn't the most social person. He's nice when you speak to him, but I do not think he embraces celebrity all that much. He'd rather make wine in his vineyard. Yeah, yeah, it seems like it. Um, sometimes you just you just have to disassociate with certain people like that, though, because unfortunately, like how an artist is sometimes can affect how you listen to their music from that point on. Like for instance, with Todd Latour, like I can't stand Todd Latour. Like I made a comment on Facebook recently, basically saying "F Todd Latour" on one of Queensryche's posts, and someone commented back. They were like, "Oh, what did Todd Latour do?" Dur, 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 dur." Well, that's like asking what did Jason Aldean do? Like everyone gave Jason Aldean crap for his song, you know, but Todd Latour doesn't receive that same backlash for, being such a woke tard. You're gonna have to agree, Zach, with what? With Disturbed or Maynard, or what are you referring to there? Zach, have you ever watched the podcast? Your favorite bands sucks. They trash talk about every mainstream band basically, and they bring up shady facts about the band you probably never knew about. I think I have heard of that. I've never really looked too deep into that though. With what you said about music being underwhelming this year. Oh, well, yeah, it has been. Like even Yes's new album, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Yes's new album has not held up. I mean, I've pretty much lost interest in it like immediately after it came out. I mean, for the love of God, man, Yes needs to hang it up. Just hang it up already. You are far past your peak. You have reached your peak during the close to the edge era, the relayer era. You even reached some highs in the 90125 era. That's enough. They in my opinion, they probably should have stopped like 20 years ago. Magnification should have been their last album. Just saying. Jason Aldean is awesome. I I don't listen to his music, but I definitely don't agree with, all these weirdos giving him crap for that one song that he did. Because it's like how dare you? How dare you give him crap for that song, but Todd Latour can post, all these anti, tradition, anti religious crap and everything. And it's funny how like society works. Like these losers claim, oh well, the right's so intolerant. Well, if they're so intolerant, then how come they're not out there trying to boycott uh, Todd Latour like these weirdos are trying to boycott Jason Aldean? Again, I don't listen to his music, but I don't agree with what's been happening, in that whole scene. Jason Aldean, Try That in a Small Town song sucks, and I'm not a fan of country music. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the song. I just disagree with, why people are going after that song. Music this year, meh. Yeah, pretty much. This hasn't necessarily been the best year for music, but there has been some new releases that have been stellar. Yeah. Like I think Metallica released their best album since the Black Album this year, so there's that. It's got a good message though. Yeah. True. And that's why there's people uh complaining about it because of its meaning. Metallica's new album was good, but for some, yeah, I don't either, to be honest. Hold on a minute. I was getting a call. Come on. All right. But then again, Jason Aldean is kind of a questionable person. See, I never really thought that. I'm just not into his music. I've never been a country fan, so there is that. The world has gone down the drain. Yeah, it certainly has. I don't get it. Like, I don't get like what could be so fascinating about today's day and age and how things are. My opinion is that both Jason Aldean and Tala Tor are both questionable. That's fair. POD dropped a new song. MJ just dropped a review for it. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know POD dropped a new song. I think they have a new album in the works, which is really cool. I'm like a pop and metal fan. Nice. He did cheat on his wife years ago. Never knew about that. I don't mind Jason Aldean, but I know that about him. Yeah. See, I didn't even know that about him. I gotta go ahead and head out. See you later. All right, Prison Metaler. Thanks for joining. Take care. I worry about America nowadays. I'll put it that way. Enough said. Yeah, it is concerning. And you know what? These conspiracy theories and like these people like that say all this stuff, they don't help because all they do is give people false hope. Like, oh well, this is really what's happening or whatever. Really, we are 3 years removed from 2020 and nothing has happened. I am pretty sure the bad guys are the ones that are in control. Sorry, sorry to burst your bubble, but this world, it's not run by good people. Evil owns this world. That's just the fact. I want a new All That Remains album. Yeah, that would be cool. We're definitely due for one too. But I do get tired of how things are. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but like ever since 2020, something just seems different. It just seems like we are not living in the same world we were living in 4 years ago. And I want a new Breaking Benjamin album too. Yeah, I think we all want a new Breaking Benjamin album, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. To be perfectly honest, I've given up on a new Breaking Benjamin album. Something as simple as buying a house. Prices have skyrocketed. Buying a house is nearly impossible, at least where I live. I know Breaking Benjamin has stated that it will drop next year. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Hopefully that's true. New POD song out. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Maybe I'll do a reaction for it or something. A reaction and a review. We'll see. Either just a review or a reaction. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. You want a new Seether album? I'll pass. I tried getting into Seether like a few years ago. They just weren't really for me. This song is called Drop, apparently. Interesting. Thoughts on Evanescence? They have some good songs. I mean, I'm not really what you would call a fan of them, but they do have some good tracks. I've been a fan of Seether for about 12 years. I can't believe it's been that long. Yeah, I was just saying earlier how in 2024 I'll actually be celebrating 10 years of being into Demon Hunter. And that was also the year that I basically got into metal, which is really crazy to think about because, again, where did the time go? You're only 24 and I already feel old. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Patrick. After you reach 25, you start to forget how old you are. Like even just recently, I had to question myself. I'm like, wait, I'm 28, right? No, I'm 27. Am I? No, am I 27 or am I 28? Like, which is it? Everybody here feels old. Yeah, for sure. I just think you get to the point where you stop caring, you know? So you just kind of stop caring because, you know, life is kind of repetitive, especially recently. I'm not looking forward to turning 25, mid 20s. 5 years will fly by fast, and I'll be 30 before I know it. Yeah. Well, I'll be pushing 30 here. Yeah, I'll be 30 in a few years, so it's exciting, but it's also not that exciting because I feel like so much of my life has been wasted away. And like there's so much that I feel like should have happened that didn't happen, you know? You turned 25 a week ago. Nice. I'll be 30 in less than 2 years from now. Yeah, I think Scamp is older than all of us. Time is honestly my biggest fear. Nothing we can do about it. It keeps going and we get older no matter what. Yeah. I mean not to sound I guess dark, but it's like one of those cases that make you wonder like it makes you question what's the point of life, you know? Like I still have these questions, you know? I think Scamp is older than a lot of us. I get that a lot. Okay. That's cool. I'm happy I live on my own now. Nice. Goodwill must be paying you well then. Well, the fact is that life is limited already. Gives you reason to live the best you can, more reason to make the most out of everything. Yeah, I usually try to, you know. Some things I've already accepted though. Like there's certain things that I like wanted to be in life that will probably never happen. Like even just like 5 years ago, like I had all these expectations for life and you know, and I don't know if it's because like I grew up like in church and I was taught that like God was always in control and everything, but so I don't know. I think maybe I was just like living life based on that, but like I don't know. It just nothing's really happening. Like I don't know. The thought of death terrifies me every now and then. Not really for me. As crazy as that sounds, it's actually something that you know. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I do, but I don't. It's complicated. But yeah, I think that's something that everyone fears. Hey Zach D, I saw your video on Sleep Token. Nice. What'd you think? But yeah, I mean, like even back in college, I think I was just living life like based on that. Like, but I don't know. Zach stealing my Rush poster is pretty terrifying. Yep, you got me. I'm religious, but I won't lie. I think everyone has their fear no matter what you believe. I'm religious, but I don't 100 100% know what to expect by any means. Yeah, and I think that's called being realistic. You know, I think that's the problem with a lot of believers these days is they don't know how to combine their belief with logic, you know? Like it is possible to combine the two. Like I know for a lot of goals for like believers is to get everyone on the same page as them, like as possible. And I feel like a lot of them have to accept that they're not going to get everyone on board, like even loved ones in life. Like they have to accept that not everyone will be on board with them. It's a tough pill to swallow for sure, but this goes for everyone. It doesn't just go for one person or whatever, you know. I'm more agnostic. Yeah, I think that's what you stated before, MJ. I hate that. I'm religious, but I would never force beliefs in anyone. I don't judge people with what they believe, don't believe in. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's reasonable. I mean, here's the thing. I think both ends of the extremes are bad. You know, whether you're on the religious side of things or the complete opposite. I think both ends are bad when it comes to the extremes. And one of the things you notice about like people that are overly progressive and also people that are overly religious, you start to notice something. They they both get offended way too easily, you know? Like, obviously, we don't need to go over what progressive people are offended by, but when people have extreme religious views, like they could be offended by a lot of things too. You know, like they get offended by maybe like an F bomb in a movie or something, you know? Which that's ridiculous. Like, really, you're gonna make a big deal out of something like, or maybe like I said, like going back to metal, like there's some people that are offended by metal music, which is ridiculous. As someone who with a Christian background, it is sad to see. Yeah, for sure. I will steal that Rush poster and then MJ will be after me next. He probably will be. Yeah, I probably will be wrapping up here shortly. Um, the GF was calling me, so should probably call her back after I'm done here. So, but yeah, this has been a pretty chill stream, I would say. I do, I do see a Five Finger Death Punch poster with the band members holding American flags behind Zach. Uh-oh. Now you want to talk about bro metal. That's a bro metal band right there. And I don't think anyone would argue otherwise. I mean, Five Finger Death Punch they might have like a few songs that I find okay, but the band as a whole I never really got into. Come at me, bro metal, yeah. Zach, are you tall enough to reach your top shelf? That looks high as heck. Yeah, it is pretty high. It's definitely above head length, but I can somewhat reach up there. It's not easy, but you know, I can manage it. Good stream. Thank you, Lincoln 2. The Jonas Brothers are pro rock and bro pop. Yeah, true. I was into Five Finger Death Punch for 2 years and then I grew up. Yeah. Yeah, there's some bands that I used to like that they just kind of dropped off for me. Like Fit for a King. I used to kind of like Fit for a King, but they dropped off for me as well. And then I formed a brain. Yeah, there you go. I could probably reach that shelf. I'm actually 6'3". Wow. Being tall is overrated. You never really got into Fit for a King. Yeah. I mean, I did for a little bit, but when I got into them, this was when I was really, really heavily into metalcore. So Zach has to go see Kid Rock live on his "You Can't Cancel America" tour. He missed the No Snowflakes tour. My most popular video series is Speed Gang at 409 views. If we find out who's the shortest in the chat, we're gonna push him around. I never got into Fit for a Burger King. Found them kind of mid, to be honest. Yeah. Like I said, I used to kind of like them, like, but it was only really with one album, which I believe is called Slave to Nothing. I think this was still when they were kind of like a new band too. Yeah, but I should probably go ahead and call it a night here. So if you guys have any last things you want to say, now was the time. Yeah, fit for a Burger King. I heard Zach was jamming to Dave Matthews Band and Creed earlier. It's been fun, Zach. It's good to be back. Yeah, it's good to hear from you again, Patrick. Looking forward to your videos. Thanks, man. Yeah, my next video might be a review or reaction to POD's new song. I guess we'll see depending on my mood. Nice stream. Take care, man. You as well. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you all for joining the stream. Later. Good night.